Namaste and welcome from Dhananjaya Kumar. Thank you for joining this journey raising intelligent kids. Actually, raising intelligence in kids. And this particular video is dedicated to young parents with younger children. By younger children, I mean from birth to age 3, 4, 5. Why that is more important for young parents is because that is where the children's learning capacity evolves. Psychologists have shown and proven that most of what a child learns is in the first 2.5 to 3 years age. 70, 80, 90% of their learning takes place in that early stage. The rest of their life, they learn very little. They learn more of something, more complexity in the same subjects, in a variety of subjects, and they spend their time mostly working, making a living, which should not be the case. So this video is dedicated to young parents, and I hope that you all will pay attention to it and see to what extent you can adopt these suggestions in your dealing with young children. So, first and foremost point is that very young children, babies, toddlers, the most important thing they need is love and care. Love, care and protection. So be very generous, very kind, very loving, very caring to children. Because in the first 2 or 3 years is when children learn how to learn. They're not learning by books or by reading and writing and speaking. They can't even talk, read, write. But they are learning by observation. They are watching you and the surrounding. So keep the surrounding conducive to their growth and your own approach, your own behavior, your own actions and your own style of life. And secondly, try to encourage self-learning in children because they already know self-learning. They are learning by observation basically. They are feeling aches and pains or hunger and thirst or cold and hot. They are learning that. They are learning how their body is working when they lift their arms and legs or cry or stare or close their eyes. They are learning what is happening to me inside my body. They are also becoming slowly aware of their mind. Thoughts arising. Sensory perception is growing. They are learning touch. Something is hard, soft, cold, hot. They are often closing their eyes to rest or sleep or do nothing. When they open their eyes, they are just looking all around. You think they are not learning. They are not. It's not a blank look. They are learning. They are learning shapes and sizes and distance, colors, and what attracts them, what repels them, something scary, something weird, something out of shape or odd shape, they tend to avoid. So you must observe these things, how they are learning, how they are trying to move or twist and turn and get up and crawl and about 18 months, they try to stand up and balance. Now learning balancing is a very complex process, and they learn early on the balancing, and they also learn how to express their needs when they are wet or soiled, when they are hungry, when they are happy. They are expressing. Learn to smile, learn to giggle, learn to laugh. That's what they are doing. So don't think that they are not learning when they are 2 or 3 or 4 years old. They are learning very, very fast, much faster than grown-ups do. The third point I would like to mention is home environment. There are lots of things that comprise home environment. That is, the things and stuff around, objects hanging on the wall. If they are very bright, odd colors compared to soft colors, that's better for children. Or what kind of sound is being produced inside the home. If it is radio or television, if it has very rough and harsh sounds or rhythms compared to softer music, or if you are talking to them or to guests or friends and the conversation is very rough, loud, fast. So loud and fast talking, children adopt the same when they grow up, or if there is a lot of heated arguments. So internal environments, the color combinations, the level of sound, the quality of sound, and the quality of behavior, movement that they observe, they learn from it. So inside the home environment is important. Connected to that is the kind of food they are exposed to. Of course, early on, you give them some mashed fruit and some milk, water, etc. But when they begin solid food, for example, what kind of food are they being served? Is the food nutritious and healthy, organic, not preserved with coloring, chemicals, packed in cans and boxes, or refrigerated for a long time, or stale food? So avoid this kind of unhealthy habits which can be formed early on. So give them good choices for food, for juices, for milk, organic milk, preferably locally produced fruits and vegetables. These are good things to cultivate early on. The fifth point is recreation, entertainment. How do you entertain kids? Of course, for recreation, you should do some exercises with them. Stretch their arms gently, twist their joints, let them roll, let them twist and turn, try to get up, hold them. So all these things you can do to produce healthy body for them. Also, when they are interested in playing, how do you encourage them to play? That's very important. You must always encourage them to play rather than keep telling them, sit down, don't do this, don't do that. Give them interesting toys, not only toys that just make noise, or electronic toys, you press a button and something starts to move. Give them something they can hold and twist and turn. Give them something that they can put together, they can build. Give them few blocks, soft cloth made blocks that they can connect or they can pile on top of one another, or they can bring puzzles They can bring different pieces and try to put together. So puzzles are very important. And similarly, those games where they can do something, they can put something from here to here and put something else and join it and see how they start giggling and laughing. So in addition to those, give them some color markers, for example, and give them some board. They can just draw different shapes, and these shapes mean a lot. I remember one of my grandkids when 2.5, 3 years old, barely could talk. I said, when somebody is not happy, how can you draw a picture? So this baby, 3 or 3.5 years old, took a pen and on a piece of paper just drew very straight lines, angular lines, and would press hard on the paper and just here and there line without any organization. And said, baby, can you now draw a picture of happy picture? So the same pen the baby took and very soft pressure, circular, shapely things drawn on the same picture where this zigzag and angular and high pressure on pen, paper, fast moving. So she showed the artistic talent of smoother dimensions, circular, more orderly, more organized. So this kind of exercises would induce children toward more creativity and artistic way of looking at things. Sixth point I would like to make is outside environment. For example, if you live in cities and congested areas, there's a lot of noise coming, traffic, sirens, people yelling, running, shouting. Those kind of disturbing sounds come in the house too. So to the extent possible, try to avoid that if possible. But outside the environment has many other things also. Expose them to sunlight in a limited way, not extensive periods of time, not having skin burn. Expose them to sunlight. When you see a moon in the sky, show them the moon or the stars if you can see, and also take them for a walk. If you go to a garden, show them flowers, let them touch the trees. Sometimes let them walk bare feet on the grass. See how that feels. If you are close to a rural area, take them to visit some farms, some lakes, if possible. Take them near the river. Show them water flow. When it is raining, bring their attention to that. So the various facets, various aspects of nature in the outside world, they should be exposed to, so that not only they feel it, but they develop a compassion, a togetherness with nature. And there are many other activities in the outer field, on the earth. Connect them with land, connect them with sky, connect them with weather elements, so that they begin to feel that this is part of life. They are not isolated from it, they are together with it. And this will serve them well in the long run, because in today's world, a large part of population is very neglective of the environment, very careless, often destructive and damaging. So these kids will hopefully grow up to preserve and protect the environment and save humanity from getting into deep trouble that is already happening, but we need to come out of it and move to a more sustainable path. The seventh point I would like to emphasize to young parents is that allow enough time to rest. Children should rest. They rest naturally first 12 to 18 months. After that, when they become active, you still give them enough time. Don't always expect them to be doing things or moving or playing, or if they are sitting idle doing nothing, don't try to bring them into action. Let them rest. When their eyes are closed, don't disturb them. Give them the impression that resting and doing nothing is okay for some time. It is important. Rather than rushing them, trying to engage them in activity all the time or hyperactivity all the time, that will not serve them well. That is what I have learned by observing lots of literature, lots of school systems, lot of homes I have observed, my own and my larger family homes, and I find this is a very important quality, rest. And last point is, as they grow to age 3, 4, 5, don't rush them to go to school. And don't push them too much by teaching academics at home. They have plenty of time. In other words, I have seen some parents, when the kids are hardly able to move or turn, they start teaching them A, B, C, D, Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, 1, 2, 3, 4. All they are in a rush. Some parents are in a rush to send them to school, to begin academics. Let them be children for at least 5 or 6 years. Some parents are, of course, I can understand, working parents, start kindergarten or daycare, etc. That maybe you can say necessary in some cases, but try to avoid that. Try to be with children. Try to care for them and try to let them grow as children first. And don't think as children they don't learn. They learn more than adults do in the same period of time. So don't rush. According to best studies and child psychologists, age 6 is most appropriate time to begin academic school learning. So I hope this very short description of my message to young parents will help you in some ways. Please pay attention to it, listen to it, and try to grasp the meaning that I am trying to convey. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll meet again soon.